Hello. I was just about to practice Madeline and Theo from the Celeste piano collections, and I thought I would turn on the camera so you could join me and you could kind of watch how I practice the piece. I'm going to try to talk through what I think about when I'm practicing, so I guess we'll start right away. So this is Madeline and Theo from the Celeste piano collections, the first page at least. Okay. So I'll start and then I'll kind of stop and talk about things. Okay, so there's a lot to talk about in just this. So at the beginning, it's marked freely and tempo rubato. So rubato means freely is pretty much what it means. It technically means like borrowed time. Yeah, but in this case, it just means kind of play freely. So it's kind of almost like you're improvising or something like that. So in the very beginning. So just these two notes, there's a lot to think about here. So you don't want this to sound like here's a C and here's a G. You don't want it to sound like two notes. You want it to sound like they're together, like a gesture, like they're one idea. It's kind of like think about moving your hand. Like if I move my hand like this, it's not this and this. It's I start here and then there's movement in between and then I arrive here. It's kind of like that with this, with these two notes. Think about it as a gesture, one idea rather than two separate notes. No. So the G was too soft. You gotta find the right touch for each note. So D, dum. You want to make sure that G is not too loud and not too soft. There we go. No, that's too loud. Yeah, better. It also depends on how loud I play the C. If I play it softer, then the G needs to be softer as well. D. But if I play it louder, then the G needs to be louder as well. So yeah, you need to make sure the volumes are relative to each other. No, G too soft. Yeah, I hate to stop again, but listen to the G and how it decays and try to match the end of that decay of the G. Try to match that volume to the start of the next note, which is an E. Dum. So I hope that kind of makes sense what I'm trying to talk about here. You don't want the E to stick out. You don't want it to be a start of a new idea, because it's not a start of a new idea. It's still a continuation of the previous two notes. Listen, make sure the E's not too loud. Yeah, and I crescendoed a little bit just to help the phrasing of this, but that was too much. It was a little aggressive. So I'm gonna try that again. Listen, make sure the E's not too loud. Yeah, so everything in this, pretty much this entire piece, is about listening to the long notes and how they decay and matching all the other notes after that with the decay of the previous notes, if that makes any sense. Pika. So right here, there's a crescendo and then diminuendo. So D, you want to make sure this D to the C. Again, I'm listening to the decay of the D and trying to play the C matching that decay of the previous note, the D. So crescendo and then diminuendo. C needs to be soft and now even softer. Listen to the decay again. So I'm not sure if it's clear how all thinking about the long notes and how they decay really helps the phrase, and it makes it feel like one whole idea, one gesture, like a hand movement, rather than here's individual notes. Okay, so I'll do all this from the beginning and then we'll continue on. Listen. There's a big crescendo coming, D. Again, even here I'm listening for how the notes decay. Except for this beginning part here. So in this case, I'm actually thinking the opposite. I'm pretending I am like a violin and I'm getting louder as I play the note. So and then listen to the decay. Yeah, there's a crescendo right there. So I have to go back to the beginning of this, I guess, measure. They're not really measures, but so you want to make sure this crescendo coming up is not too aggressive. You want it to open up and blossom, but not be aggressive. Listen, decay. Nothing too loud. Crescendo. Open up. Diminuendo. Listen to the decay. Okay, so this next section here, it's still a little bit under tempo for me. I'm not playing it as fast as it should be. So the beginning here, so it's mezzo forte, it's diminuendoing, there's staccato, but there's also pedal marked. I don't exactly like it with full pedal, so if I hold down the pedal here, I don't like this sound. So I'm partially pedaling. I'm just pressing it down a little bit, so the notes kind of sustain, but not really. So see how it sustains a little bit, but not much. Unfortunately, you can't really do this on electronic keyboards, unless maybe the really good ones do that. I'm not really sure. Yeah, so I'm sorry to you electronic keyboard players out there. On electronic keyboards, you just have, on and off. That's pretty much all the pedal does. you press it down, it turns on the pedal, you lift off, it turns off the pedal. You don't have this in between that a real piano does. So I'm gonna play again from the beginning. Little bit of pedal, and then the theme. So the theme here. I'm trying to make sure it has direction. So what I mean by that is just making sure it, tells us a story, I guess. So it's not monotone, it's not flat like the way I talk. So dee da dee da dum. And then as I go higher, it gets a little bit, I crescendo just a little bit just to give it shape and phrase. Da dee da. And then diminuendo just a little bit. So I have all these little micro crescendos and diminuendos to help give the theme shape and make it feel like, it's alive and not just individual notes. So that's what I'm trying to avoid, is making it sound like it's just individual notes happening. So da, 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 da. Oh, and again here, for this long note here, I'm pretending that I'm crescendoing through the note, like I'm a violin or a wind instrument or a trumpet or something like that. An instrument that can crescendo the notes and not like a piano where the note just disappears. So, listen to the long note I'm crescendoing. Da, dee, da, da, dee, da, da, diminuendo just a little bit. Yeah. And then here we have a little bit of pedal. So we want to change the character a little bit. So we have all this here, I'll go from the beginning of this theme. Yeah. Crescendo. Change. Something like that. And then back to staccato. Again. Change the character, its pedal. Yeah, I think we'll have to stop there so this video doesn't get too long. I don't want these to be extremely long, but I hope you kind of learned something here. Yeah, I think the main focus of today was really listening to the notes and how they decay, especially the longer notes. Make sure that when the notes decay, that the next note matches that decay. So not like that. You don't want the next note to be extremely loud, because then it sounds like it's the start of something new rather than a continuation of the previous notes. Although we did talk about the opposite, which is pretending you're crescendoing through the long notes. So D, da, dee, da, 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 da. Right? So I hope there was something for you to learn here. I hope it just wasn't too much of me just yapping on about things that don't make sense. This is the first time making a video like this, so it would help me out a lot if you could let me know how this was and how it could be better next time. And have a great day. See you later.